club.
Yeah,
very easily.
I think being at a club of this stature, expected to win things, your number 2 goalkeeper is one of the most vital players in the squad, really, because he's not going to get much game time, but when he is, he's got to be ready to play.
Yeah, here comes Louis Saha, who'll be tasked with getting the goals alongside Yorkie up front. We're lucky enough to work with Louis on various Legends activities and on the I Love United tour, and top lad, and keeps himself in great shape, Louis.
Oh, there's no doubt about that. I played a game, and myself and Arthur played a game out in Belfast a few years ago, and he was unbelievable. He was so fit, his movement, his touch, scored a few goals that day. He does keep himself in great nick.
Jesper Blomqvist, fresh from his experience over in Sweden on their version of dancing on ice, did very well out there. And Alan Smith, we just saw walk through the picture as well. Great to see him involved, Arthur, because he gave everything for Manchester United when he arrived here from Leeds, didn't he? And was unlucky with that serious leg break to not play more games for the Reds. Nearly made 100 appearances still.
That's all the supporters want to see. As long as you give 100% and he gave 110 every game. Obviously got a serious injury, but made a big impact, I think, on the supporters here, even though he was only here for a short period.
Yeah, I haven't spoken to Danny before he went, actually, obviously a good friend of MUTV, Danny, and I imagine this will be his first ever appearance at the new camp.
I would think
People
so.
like Russell Beardsmore as well?
Yeah. I would think so, yeah, definitely. Danny obviously had a good football career, you know, playing right up until last season. I think 35, he was playing at Salford City last season, but prior to that he had 10, 12 years playing in the Football League.
Barcelona's keeper for this match is the 51-year-old Jesus Angoy. And then we welcome other Barcelona greats like Belletti there, who enjoyed that short spell with Chelsea. We looked, didn't we? He played in that 2006 European Cup final.
Did Belletti score that?
Yeah, he came on as a sub, I think he just got 70 minutes, and went and got the winner, didn't he? Edgar Davids,
what a good player he is. Still looks
top
fit
professional,
as well.
Davids, wasn't he? Popescu, the Romanian centre-half, went to Spurs, didn't he, and did well there. Mendieta, we heard from earlier, enjoyed that time with Middlesbrough. Just 43 Mendieta, so you expect him to still
he'll be all right. Yeah.
Good level of fitness as well. But as these stars come onto the pitch, you've got to say, firstly, well done to them for getting involved and supporting this cause. There's Julie, the
very much
winger.
so, because everybody's got different levels of fitness, and you don't really want to go out, Mark, and make a fool of yourself. You know, you want to show, especially them playing at home, they want to show the fans have still got it. You know, like these young kids here who are the ball boys, they probably didn't see some of these older Barcelona players playing, so you want to give us. There's the top man there.
Well, there's Ronaldinho looking like he can't run before the game's even started, but he got the biggest cheer so far.
Got a great reception.
Understandably,
got a great reception. Yeah, the crowd are fantastic reception for him.
He's only 37, you think, and there's Rivaldo following. That's the two we want to see.
He looks in good nick, Rivaldo.
But Ronaldinho, you think, with his ability, I mean, it's been said by many better men than us, but he should have played a lot longer at a higher level, shouldn't he, Ronaldinho?
Oh, without a doubt. Again, you touched on it, Sully, before the show. He liked the party, didn't he? Even when he was playing at his pump, he liked the party. The hardest thing was get him into bed and get ready for training the next day, you know, but that was his thing. But what a player.
I'm glad that you added that second line to that sentence you just came out with, Sammy. But yeah, we really look forward to this one. So nearly all the players are out there now, so it's our time to hand over to commentary team, which is Mickey Thomas. First of all, here's Adam Summerton.
Decent crowd at the Camp Nou for what should be quite a treat for us this evening. First ever Legends game at this iconic venue. Stars of the past aiming to put on a show. Some old scores to settle in several cases as well, but they are individuals used to handling the pressure and the expectation that comes with representing two of world football's best supported clubs. Those two there, perhaps the star attractions, Rivaldo and Ronaldinho, how we are looking forward to seeing them. And plenty of others too. Of course, all these players still able to pull in the crowds even now, more than a decade retired in some cases. It will be interesting to see how they handle some of the more recently retired involved. Dieta, one of the younger in the Barcelona contingent at 43, and there is the Barca manager for the day, Jose Maria Baquero. He was some player. 8 years he was with Barcelona.
You know, he's his first opportunity. Obviously, Brian Robson's still on holiday. Perhaps he might know one or two things, that's why he's not here. But I think Andy Ritchie will be enjoying it tonight. There's no question about that. It's a great occasion, magnificent stadium. You know, Barcelona, one of the world's great sides, and obviously, it's all about Messi and that. But obviously, I would think Ronaldinho comes close to him. Would you?
He was a fantastic player, of course, a Ballon d'Or winner as well.
Rivaldo.
Well, they are the two star attractions, the two former number 10s. I was intrigued to see who would wear the number 10. I remember doing a Legends game before, and because there were so many famous number 10s, I think we had 5 or 6 on the pitch because they all wanted the shirt.
Yeah, it's a big. I mean, difficult, obviously, but as I said, you know, I think Ronaldinho wanted it. He looks a little bit overweight to me. I mean, obviously getting on in years now and enjoying the retirement, but he still plays a bit, doesn't he? He does play a bit. Yeah,
he was excellent actually in the last game that the Barcelona legends played. It was against the Real Madrid legends, and they beat them 3-2. Ronaldinho set up all 3 goals.
Yeah, I think he's obviously still got it. There's no question about that. But looking at our side, I'm a confident man. I really am. I know they got the players on that pitch, but they're at home. But we can do a job on them. I really believe that.
United's squad contains 5 players from the famous 1999 Champions League final win over Bayern at the Camp Nou. Wes Brown, Raymond van der Houw, Ronnie Johnsen, Jesper Blomqvist and Dwight York all start this game as well. Wes Brown and Alan Smith are taking part in a United Legends game for the first time. You may be wondering if that you haven't seen Quinton Fortune. That's because unfortunately he was meant to be taking part but misses out with a hamstring injury.
We've got Park as well, obviously. He still looks very high energy. He's got, I mean, a real hard-working individual he was when he played for Manchester United. So, yeah, we got Blomqvist as well. And we got some good players down there. Alan Smith can put it about physically.
I should say all the proceeds from today's game will be going to a wonderful cause. It's called the PCCB project, the Pediatric Cancer Centre Barcelona. The cash will be used to provide cancer treatment for children in need, and that's why there's a good turnout here. Lots of people getting behind the cause, including the players that are taking part today, giving up their time. 2 of Europe's most decorated clubs, 44 top-flight league titles and 8 European Cups between them. Trophy cabinets contributed greatly by many of the players on show here today. Multiple league title winners, Champions League winners. It should be a lot of fun, this.
I think there'll be goals, there's no question about that. I think later stage of this game, I think they'll obviously be feeling it. Obviously, we haven't got a real, I'm not sure about the bench, whether we've got enough strength in that department, but certainly on the 11 we've got, we look quality. And obviously Barcelona, they're the home side, they want to win it as well in front of their home crowd. Looking at about 20,000 plus in the stadium.
And Silvestre, who of course was found there by Jesper Blomqvist, who's been keeping fit by dancing. He's just won the Swedish equivalent of Strictly Come Dancing, so congratulations to him for that.
Yeah, I've seen him obviously in Stockholm and he got a bit of stick for that, but he actually won it, didn't he?
Did really well, can certainly move. There's Ji-sung Park, that's a good early ball in there too, and it was more than a half chance that for Manchester United fell to Karol Poborski getting forward.
Yeah, great opportunity. I think he thought he was offside initially, but a great opportunity to take the lead in this game. Great little ball as well in by Park. He's got time, hasn't he?
Well, he's always said how proud he is, Karol Poborski, of the fact that he was the first Czech player to represent Manchester United. 118 caps he earned for his country. He was sent off playing for Sparta Prague in a Champions League game in his last professional appearance at Old Trafford, so he'll be hoping, I would think, to be involved for the second leg of this at the start of September.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, we'll see what the scoreline gives us tonight, and if we can get a win, I'm sure with the home leg, we sold out 75,000 plus, no question about that Old Trafford. Chance here.
It's a good ball forward towards
that was the box.
Well, Van der Houw's right on the edge there.
He should be off in the real game, but this is the friendly game, and he has a laughing name. Not sure what Raymond was doing then. He was well outside, wasn't he?
I think there was even a wry grin from the referee there.
Yeah. It's clearly, I mean, that's the sending off. It's a friendly game, and it's obviously for choice, and the referee obviously understands what the occasion is about, and you're going to get away with that. But that's not a good start for Raymond, was it?
Do you know, I couldn't believe that it's only 10 years ago that Raymond van der Houw retired. At 54 he is now, retired at 44.
Great guy. He's a wonderful guy. I see quite a lot of him. He's a wonderful individual.
Now then.
This is his chance now for the main. He can score from any angle, can't he?
Well, who's going to get this? Because they will both fancy it. Rivaldo's there. Oh, Van der Houw redeems himself with a lovely save. Great stuff from Van der Houw.
Yeah, great strike as well, wasn't it? And he's laughing now, he's having a smile. He knows he shouldn't be on the pitch, but as I said, it's a friendly game, isn't it? Yeah, good height for him as well, but he's redeeming himself, isn't he?
Nice save. Closest we come, Rivaldo swings in one of those trademark corners of his. Not too many forward here for Manchester United.
Well, Barcelona are renowned for keeping the ball, aren't they? You know, they're like that's their game, isn't it? They always keep the ball, lots of passes short. So we have to be aware of that.
Alan Smith with the ball wide, playing in his first ever Legends game for Manchester United. Part of the squad still at Notts County, where he's a player coach. In fact, he was caretaker manager for a time last season until Kevin Nolan came in. Controlled by, of all people, Ronaldinho.
Yeah, I'm not going to give him any stick. He's a great player. You can see, obviously, it's not a great pace to the game, but he's feeling themselves into it, aren't they?
Such a wonderful setting for the game, the Camp Nou, without question one of the world's most iconic and most visited stadiums as well, particularly this time of year. Even with all their experience and medals, it must be quite a thrill for both sets of players to be here today, whatever the venue, whatever the occasion. Barca against Manchester United is special and to be savoured. Rivaldo's a bit rusty.
Yeah, very rusty there. He's normally got a great first touch, hasn't he?
Silvestre. Now Blomqvist, who's found a bit of space down this left-hand side. Saha. Good movement forward by Rivaldo. And that's a nice ball as well for Ludovic Juli. And in towards Ronaldinho, whose trick didn't quite come off, but they keep possession here, Barca. Blomqvist for United.
Ronaldinho's not going to tackle, is he? He just lets him run past him. He's great when he got the ball. Well, it's not a bad start to the game, is it?
Well, they're just finding their feet a little bit, aren't they? As Simao is caught by Ji-sung Park. He's currently studying for a degree at the moment, Ji-sung Park in Switzerland. It's a master's degree that he's doing. He's also studied in Leicestershire and Milan, I was interested to learn. Has been saying it's been tough to find the hours to get on the training field because he's been so busy with his studies.
Left foot. Well, he's got great left foot. I mean, he's all left foot. He doesn't use his right at all, just for standing on. But
Ronaldinho trying the no-look pass. Belletti with a good run forward. How often we used to see him do that for Barcelona, and you remember for Chelsea as well.
Yeah, he still looks reasonably fit. Chance now here for York. Opportunity for United.
Saha with York through the middle. Others arriving too. Bojan Djurdjic now gets involved. Overlapping run by Blomqvist.
Oh, good ball. And missed hit that one, didn't he? Good chance for us as well. He knows Blomqvist should have done better. It's a lovely night for a game of football. And they said about just over 20,000. I imagine. Look at Ronaldinho's ball there. Absolutely looking the other way. That's his forte, and he loves doing that, doesn't he?
Well, we were watching him ahead of the game, really playing up to the crowd, wasn't he? No doubt with the star attractions.
Yeah, without doubt. I mean, he's one of the biggest names in world football ever. But he could play, couldn't he? He could score spectacular goals, free kick specials, free kicks, wasn't he? West Brom, obviously he's not long retired, is he? I mean, I don't know whether he's going to retire or he's going to try and stay in the game, I don't know.
Yeah, well, he's been working in Blackburn's youth setup last season, made 5 appearances for them as well in the Championship, so it'll be interesting to see what Wes does.
Yeah.
He has got his UEFA A licence, so clearly wants a future in the game as a coach.
One of the most bravest players, I mean, I've covered United for the last 22 years, commentated in games. He's one of the most physical, honest players. He'd go through a brick wall for you, wouldn't he? So strong.
People forget just how many games he played for United as well. 362 first-team appearances, won 14 major honours, including 5 Premier League titles and 2 Champions
Leagues. He's got a great career, there's no question. He's a real legend at United. He's a nice guy as well. Fantastic individual. He really is a nice guy.
Quite reach. Dwight York, comfortable take for Jesus Sangui.
I would give Dwight a half the opportunity. He'll put the ball in the back, and there's no question. He's a natural finisher and a great goal scorer for this club. Also, many important goals. A great golfer now. He loves playing golf, and he takes the golf club everywhere he goes. I'm sure he's been playing this morning.
It's really evoked memories for me of those 2 goals he scored in that 3-3 draw at the Camp Nou back in November '98. That 3-3 draw and set up United's 3rd, as memory serves me right, as well, for Andy Cole that night. Rivaldo overhead kick made it 3-3 as Jonsson clears here for United.
Good defending by Ronnie. Looks good in good nick, Ronnie Jonsson. Look at Dabby there. That's a really powerful Ronnie in that midfield when he was on his game. A powerhouse.
What a list of clubs for Edgar Davids. Talk about variety. Inter, Juve, Milan, Spurs, Palace, Barnet.
Yeah, I remember that manager as well, wasn't he?
Yeah.
So that was quite interesting now, yeah.
Here's Balletti.
Too long in that, wasn't he?
Ronaldinho. Good movement from Ludovic Giuli. That was quality. Finished. Well, just let him down slightly, but it was offside regardless. But that was probably the best piece of play that we've seen so far.
Yeah, again, Ronaldinho shows what he's about. Great awareness where the players are on that pitch. And great ball through, and it really should have done a little bit better. Good run, but he's trying to, outside of his right foot, trying to find that far corner. No chance of that. Easy for the goalkeeper, Raymond van der Gaal.
It's the first time the Barcelona legends have played at home. Their most recent game was against a Real Madrid all-star side in April. They played that in Beirut. The game finished 3-2 in Barca's favour. I think, as mentioned earlier, Ronaldinho set up all 3 goals for his side. Ludovic Giuli scored 2 of them. Here's Saha. Got Poborski to his right, supported as well by Dwight York. It almost ran for Poborski. It was taken away from him, though.
Half opportunity that was again for United. Poborski's had one early on. Couldn't take the advantage.
Blomqvist showed too much of that to Giuli. Silvestre. Alan Smith. It's well read by Giuliano Balletti, who gets Barca moving here with Ronaldinho. Rivaldo goes beyond it. Support either side. Ronaldinho picks the pass, and now it's Rivaldo.
So good,
Ronaldinho, Edgar Davids makes the run forward in towards Ludovic Giuli.
What a ball.
Well, they're turning it on now.
Yeah, what a ball from Ronaldinho. And really, again, a second opportunity in the last couple of minutes. You should have found the back of net. Great ball. Intelligent run. Look at this for a pass. He's looking one way and plays it the other way. Should be 1-0.
A few players I think I've ever seen in world football who more often play with a smile on their face than Ronaldinho, but a change required very early doors here.
Yeah, he's obviously feeling the effects of retirement.
Patrick Kluivert on a very able replacement, you might say. 6 years at Barcelona up until 2004. Would you believe he only won one major honour with the club, though? That was La Liga. Yeah, in 1999. That despite...
Surprised me, that.
Yeah, he scored 124 goals in 249 appearances for Barcelona. Remember, he spent that season at Newcastle as well.
Yeah, I remember that as well, yeah. Dwight looks very fit, doesn't he? The captain for this evening.
I was interested to read the other day that Dwight York had, in his own words, had a conversation about the Sunderland job, but didn't get it. Also applied recently as well for Aston Villa, another one of these ex-Manchester United players, very keen to get into coaching. We're talking about Wes Brown earlier.
Simon Grayson got the Sunderland job. I know chance, but Blomqvist finishes it off there, and my prediction might be coming true, actually.
I'd begun to think that might never happen.
It took a while, but it's found the back of net, and obviously maybe against the run of play with opportunities in both sets of team opportunities for me, this is a great shot. Now look, as it come to him, maybe he should have been there, but no, off the line, and Dwight tried to find the back of the net. And obviously through the defender's leg, actually. Well, that's his leg, I think, it's gone through. Well, that stunned the New Camp Nou fan. Great little bit of skill there by Dwight, wasn't it? It's gone right through his legs, right in the back of it. Of course, he saw he got on the end of that, I think.
I think he was trying to nick that, wasn't he?
Yeah, no, but it's a goal. And Andy Ritchie would be delighted. And he's obviously temporary manager. He'd be looking to maybe go full time and win this game.
Here's Belletti. Well, Jesper Blomqvist is developing a good track record in these games. I remember a good performance from him when Bayern visited Old Trafford a couple of years ago. In fact, he scored in that game as well.
Yeah.
Here's Rivaldo. All that shock Barca into action.
Yeah, maybe, obviously. It's a nice, easy pace, no question about that. Obviously, there's no real physical contact from both sets of players. That's understandable, but you know, it's an interesting game now because they'll have to come out and try and get this equalising goal. They have a quality in all that area of the final third, don't they, from left to right. Chance here.
Haven't seen too much of this man, Simao.
No, I thought you'd see a lot more of him because, you know, he looks quite fit, to be truthful.
Well, he should be. He's still only 37, Simao. Sabrosa.
He should be very fit, shouldn't he?
Came through the sporting academy like Figo and Ronaldo. Here's Ronaldinho.
He's trying to place that. I think Raymond was aware of that, but I think a couple more yards to his right, it would have been in the back of net, but unfortunately he couldn't find the back of net, and we still lead this game. Jesper Blomqvist power strike. Tapping with it. But yeah, as I said, I'm happy with the way things are going at the moment. We're coming to a stadium where it's got great history in it. You know, still hold 100,000.
Just under, isn't it? Yeah, there are redevelopments going on right now. It's
there was 120 at one time, 120,000, was it?
Astonishing place. It is probably one of the most visited stadiums in the world. 1.6 million visitors they had in 2015, I recall reading.
Maybe they're on the phone now, so maybe Messi to come back and have a 5-minute spell for him.
He's recently turned 30,
I know he's on holiday,
he?
but they might want to try and get him back just for 5 minutes to get a couple of goals. He scores every game. I mean, in comparison with Ronaldinho, Rivaldo, etc., and Messi, you know, it's very difficult, isn't it, really? Different eras, of course it is, but I would have to say Messi is one of the best I've ever seen. You know, I know, obviously, look at the other side, Ronaldo. But I have to think Messi with his trickery and his, you know, he's amazing. Just a great player. People argue every time, don't they? Who's your favourite player?
I find that I presume you're asking me Messi or Ronaldo.
Yeah.
I think I would go for Ronaldo, but.
You know, I mean, yeah, it's difficult, isn't it? They're both world-class players, but I've always go for Messi.
Here's Poborski. Sahar trying the dummy, but Belletti had read it. United in front in the heat of Barcelona, 24 degrees it is right now. There is a bit of a breeze which will be really helping out the players.
Yeah. Well, the longer the game goes on, the more opportunity for both sides. There's no question about that. You know, it's not a great pace of the game, but understandably, you know, some of these players are quite old. I mean, obviously, we got a younger side. I said that before we kicked off. I think we were winning a game chance here. All well played by Johnny Hansen. It was quite an unusual start with Raymond Van Howe coming out. Won it. Quite extraordinary, won it?
Here's Davids.
He's the one that caused him maybe a little bit of problem left-hand side. Got a burst of energy.
He's finished his playing career, as I mentioned earlier, with Barnet in the National League. Edgar Davids.
He was manager as well for a short period of time, wasn't he? Yeah.
Did play in League Two with them, actually. Had a spell in the top tier of non-league football. Had a brief loan spell at Barca in 2004 from Juventus. But he did really help reinvigorate a side that had been struggling under Rijkaard, and after that loan spell of Davids, they really did motor on. Here's Rivaldo up towards Edgar Davids, who slipped, and the chance is gone.
Half chance as well. He slipped at the crucial time there, didn't he? Lots of energy, isn't he?
He's clearly kept himself in good shape. Smith. It's Mikhail Silvestre. He's director of football at Rennes in his native France up until December of last year. Mikhail Silvestre, an ambassador these days for United, doing some good work too. Here's Nadal. Always remember that penalty that he missed in Euro 96. Nadal is the uncle of the tennis player Rafa Nadal, who's a Real Madrid supporter actually, so I'm not sure how that plays out. York. Here's Ji-sung Park with Sahar on the edge of the area. Park goes on, beautifully done, and York. United looking a threat again here, and have the lead at the Camp Nou. Lovely ball by Bojan Djordjic to find Blomqvist, whose cross was rather scuffed.
I thought Park could have carried on himself there, you know. Great opportunity that was. He tried to pass the ball, he found York, but I think that's when the opportunity went. To me, I thought Park could have gone on his own there. He's done all the hard work for me.
Kluivert recently was director of football at Paris Saint-Germain. He has now left that role. Rivaldo. Ed Nielsen. Simao. Ronaldinho. There's a run forward by Mendieta, but he wasn't used by Ronaldinho, who picks the shorter pass. Now Mendieta, former Middlesbrough man. Ronaldinho. Good movement from Simao, who's come into a more central role here. Kluivert going wide. Rivaldo. It's great to be saying these names again.
Yeah, without doubt. Wonderful players over the years. Great to watch as well. But if Ronaldinho looks left, the ball's going to go right. If he looks right, he's going to go left. But he puts it the opposite way.
Ed Nielsen. United defending the edge of their area well here. Ed Nielsen with the shot at the back of Silvestre. Gaisca Mendieta. Given away cheaply, and it's 3 against 3 here. We're on the outside from Ji-sung Park. Saha looks for York. Overlapping run by Silvestre. York looks for Park. Saha wants it in the middle. Nadal just got in front of him.
Yeah, great play by United again. Park with a good run down that right hand side. He's got lots of space down that right hand side, not being picked up, is he? From Barcelona trying to get because there's ball interception there. We look comfortable at the moment, don't we?
Yeah, very much so. We should remind people that this is essentially a 2-leg tie, really, the return match at Old Trafford.
We've got the away goal.
Yeah. Shame they don't count.
I don't think they do, no.
Saturday the 2nd of September, by the way, the note for your diaries for the game at Old Trafford. It was the same was done, those 2-legged games in both 2013 and 2015 with Real Madrid and Bayern. Ronaldinho, Kluivert, Mendieta, Maletis made a run forward from full-back. He's taken that down well too. Well, it's that sort of run, that sort of movement that really would send shivers down the spine of Arsenal supporters who will remember that Champions League final back in 2006.
Yeah, a half opportunity as well, wasn't it? Good approach play by Barcelona. And yes, with a lovely little ball, wasn't it? And maybe his first touch took him away from the goal. they're going to find their back in that from that angle. And they still lead this game by the odd goal by Blomqvist.
Since the best moment undoubtedly for him in a Barca shirt, Belletti, was that Paris final against Arsenal. It's interesting, he also talked about the welcome that he got, the ovation he got from the Barcelona supporters when he returned with Chelsea later on in his career in the Champions League.
Respectful, I mean, he's really good player, very consistent.
It's a shame, really, that he had to retire relatively young back in 2011.
Yeah.
He failed to recover from an Achilles tendon injury, Giuliano Belletti. World Cup winner as well in 2002.
Not bad, that, is it? Not bad CV he's got.
Mendieta. Rivaldo looking to burst into stride, finds Belletti here against Jesper Blomqvist. Ronaldinho. Rivaldo. Now Kluivert. Wide here is Edgar Davids. Ji-sung Park in front of him. It's quite a battle, isn't it? Not being given an inch, is he, Davids, but he's managed to find the room for the cross eventually. It's touched down to Ronaldinho. Kluivert couldn't quite return it to it. United continue to defend well.
Yeah, just overplayed a little bit there, but here's a chance now for United on the counter-attack.
Karol Poborski leads it. Tracking back is Davids. Those matches, by the way, that I mentioned, the previous two for the United legends against Real Madrid and Bayern, they jointly raised over £1.8 million for the Manchester United Foundation. More good charity work being done today as well, as it's taken out of play by Blomqvist.
Belletti there, he's worked hard on it so far in this game for Barcelona. I think Barcelona, if they could push up a little bit, what, 15, 20 yards more and get that ball near the 18-yard mark, then they got a chance, but a little bit further back for me, they obviously haven't got the pace of yesterday, and that's why I think they're going to struggle.
A summer of change at Barcelona with a new head coach replacing Luis Enrique. Ernesto Valverde, arriving from Athletic Club, where he'd spent the last 4 years. There's Blomqvist, who continues to be a threat down this left-hand side and has scored the only goal of this game so far.
A scrappy goal makes no difference though. It is the goal that's obviously winning the game for United.
Smith. Now Jonsson. Played so well alongside Jaap Stam in that famous night in Barcelona, 1999.
Park getting a lot of freedom on the right-hand side, and making a big impact down there. Chance here for United again.
York. There's Bojan Djordjic. And now Blomqvist. Saha. Just trying to drill it in.
And at the moment, United are defending well, comfortable, aren't they, really? Obviously, Ronaldinho a little bit too further back here. Are they going to do any damage to United defence? He needs to get further up.
It's Bojan Djordjic. Was the Jimmy Murphy Young Player of the Year at United back in the 99-2000 season, aged just 18. Only ever made 2 competitive appearances for United. Did have a career where he won silverware in Serbia and Sweden and Hungary. Touchdown to Saha. There's Mendieta for attention and looks for Dwight York. Saha. Seems to be a good understanding between those two. Width provided down the right by Ji-sung Park. Here's York. helping support is Wes Brown.
He's trying to get things going down there, left-hand side. We need a goal though from somewhere, don't we? At the moment, United are really, for me, comfortable.
Belletti. Yes, it says a lot about the pedigree, doesn't it, of these two football clubs, that the last two competitive meetings between them have both been Champions League finals. Barca winners each time, 2009 at the Olimpico in Rome, and at Wembley in 2011.
I was there for that one, yeah. Disappointed to lose that game.
Ronaldinho. Towards Rivaldo, but Johnson had read it well. It looked like he'd never been away for a moment there. Spotted what was coming, just cleared the danger.
I'm not sure what the bench is like for Barcelona.
Yes. Plenty of their famous players, particularly from the 90s, on the bench today for Barcelona. Salinas is maybe a name that some people will remember. Guillermo Amor, another player. He spent a long time with Barcelona. I think it was 18 years for Amor. Smith. You have to be good to last that long with Barcelona.
I'll stay there, that one, yeah, without doubt. 18 years at that club. It's warm down there for our players, that's for sure, isn't it? You know, I think Barcelona is slightly have advanced in that department, but we're looking good at the moment. Working hard, aren't we?
Clivert losing a shin pad.
Well, we just caught him slightly there. I'm not sure the player was happy about that. There's no real intention for me. Rivaldo really hasn't been much in the game of late, has he? He's certainly gone quiet.
Belletti.
Not by Belletti, he's done quite well, hasn't he, so far?
One of the better players so far, isn't he?
Along with Edgar Babas.
Davids. It was all a bit too central there, wasn't it?
Yeah, a long way out. Yeah, long way out there, Davids. Obviously, hasn't got the power he used to. Balance to feel a little bit close. He might have had a chance, but from that range, I don't think he's going to be Raymond. Miss hit that as well. He didn't catch that properly.
Quite able to bring that down. Saha. That was nicely done. Fall forward here. Inside to Clivert. No shortage of flair out there, is there, for Barcelona? Rivaldo and Clivert, Ronaldinho, Simão. But they've so far been unable to really truly test Manchester United at the back. Been reasonably comfortable. And we've had over half an hour now. Clivert's continued his run, but the ball couldn't find him.
No, decent ball in actually, but not as good as he used to be. Couldn't get on the end of that one. Decent ball in, decent delivery. I mean, we should be delighted that the way the game's going at the moment.
By Vanderhout as the Mexican wave starts. It's taken half an hour, but it's finally arrived. There's Milan Djordjic, now Poborski. Ji-sung Park. And seeing plenty of the ball in that central midfield. Here's York.
Well, it's been a good outlet there down that right-hand side from Manchester United. He's been a really good. Make himself available.
He was always such a big game player, wasn't he? Ji-sung Park, someone Sir Alex Ferguson could always rely upon.
Without doubt, in a 90-minute player.
Remember the man-marking job he did on Pirlo that time?
That's right, yeah.
The most decorated Asian footballer of all time, Ji-sung Park. Jesper Blomqvist. had to laugh to myself when I read this interview with Ji-sung Park when he talked about training with the university classmates that he's at uni with. You can imagine that. Yeah. You're on a university course in Switzerland and you end up playing five-a-side with Ji-sung Park.
Yeah, amazing. Unless you've got a bit of a problem here, I mean, university.
That's a sore one.
Maybe obviously getting on now a little bit, and obviously you feel it quite. Oh, you can see it's just coursing. There's no real intent from Jasper there, but unfortunately he felt it. It's coming off there.
It's been perhaps Barcelona's one of their biggest threats, that outlet down the right-hand side, but as races run, it would appear for today, Giuliano Belletti.
Well, it's a second change for them. They're both enforced.
Yeah, well, they've got a much deeper squad, matchday squad today than Manchester United. Being the home side, you would expect that. They haven't got Rivaldo involved quite as much as I thought they might have. And as away days go in Europe, particularly at the Camp Nou, this is going pretty well for Manchester United.
Without doubt. I mean, you're talking about obviously great players here now, but as you get on in years, obviously they were never aggressive, Ronaldinho or Rivaldo, were they? You know, great on the ball. So they're not going to work the socks off to get the ball back, are they? They just want it to come to their feet. That's not their game, is it? Don't forget they played with some great players. The defending that was.
Nielsen finds Rivaldo. They're back here by Nadal, man that they nicknamed the Beast at Barcelona. Was that who was linked with United actually when he was in the final year of his time at Barcelona, Nadal?
Barcelona obviously congesting that midfield, but they really haven't got enough in that final third, have they really? You know, they all want the ball to the feet. They've been looking at the midfield and that. What, five of them. Kluivert's the only one really on his own, and obviously David's making the run here because he has that energy.
Dayu it is who's going to be coming on, it would seem, for Barcelona to replace Spalletti. This is Rivaldo with Kluivert up in support. Looks to just stretch it a bit here. Simao. Headed by Silvestre.
Yeah, he didn't need to do that. I think it's a corner. Here comes the change.
This Frederic Dayu who's coming on, Frenchman, spent the 99-2000 season at Barcelona, only made 11 league appearances, centre-back who played for both PSG and Marseille in France. He was signed by Barcelona. There was also strong interest at the time, as he revealed himself in an interview just recently, from Gerard Houllier and Liverpool, but decided on Barca. Ed Nielsen, Geiska Mendieta. The tricks and the flicks aren't quite coming off for Barca yet. Here's Mendieta.
Surprise, yeah, Mendieta. That was a lovely little skill there. And David's trying to make headway there towards his goal, but again, United defend well. They're working exceptionally hard, United, aren't they? Well, that's not going to be a disadvantage at the later stage of this game.
Well, it shouldn't be underestimated how hard it must be on limited amounts of training, I presume, to play in 24-degree heat, but playing at the Camp Nou probably puts that little bit of extra energy in the legs.
Yeah, and obviously, you know, as you get on years, you find it more difficult to recover from any slight knock or any long run. Play. Bonquist just staying on this left-hand side, giving his balance.
Nielsen trying to dispossess him. There's a little bit of edge to that.
Yeah, he gets away with that. It's not going to be controversial about Raymond coming out with his box to Leon. I'm not going to play on that. My goalkeeper should have been sent on.
Davids.
That was working exceptionally hard, isn't it? I don't know how whether he last 90 minutes going at that pace. Easy.
He always had this, didn't he? Ji-sung Park.
His strength.
York. He telegraphed the pass that was gratefully intercepted. Ed Nielsen now looking to get Barca going. Kluivert Ronaldinho. Off he goes. Wanted it back again, Ronaldinho. It's Rivaldo to have a go instead. He was never really going to trouble Van der Haar.
Yeah, you can see what Ronaldo was trying to do there with his left foot, bending it into that top right-hand corner, but didn't get it. Not really any good connection on that. Another shot will rain and goal there, but as I said, you know, they need to obviously change their way they're playing at the moment. They're packing that midfield, but not really enough quality quickly going forward. You see the defender at the moment. Played by Dwight.
Played forward quickly by Goycochea. Player he was, by the way, as well. And Donny Goycochea on the same side as Jose Maria Baquero. Cheeky Bagiristan, of course. Often known as the dream team for Barcelona, which won 4 league titles in a row and the club's first European Cup, that in 1992. Brilliant team.
There's been some great teams over the years, there's no question. They've had some wonderful players over the years. It's great to watch them today. I'd like to roll back the years, but it's difficult, isn't it? But they've still got, you know, skill and the chance here.
Here's Rivaldo, halted by the whistle.
Nice smiles there. Great effort on him.
Yeah.
Wonderful. He did on his prime. He was one of the top players, no question. Oh,
tight that,
he's onside.
Very tight.
Onside.
That's a good ball through as well. And it's Poborski. And the goalkeeper is stranded. Can he find the finish or maybe pick a pass? Oh, it's cut out by Nadal.
Oh, I think maybe I would have gone for goal, but he's trying to pick out York. I think it was York, yeah, he's trying to pick out him. I would have gone for goal there. Once he's gone round the goalkeeper is struggling to get back on him. He's gone to the far post, but a little bit quicker than that, he could have gone for goals. He slotted that ball in. The goalkeeper got away with that, and Barcelona get away with it. Could have been 2-0.
Jesus Sangoy was really struggling there, wasn't he, the Barcelona goalkeeper?
Yeah.
Wean's ball in there. Free had spotted.
I'd like to see that shot again, Adam, just to see when he did get the first shots past the goalkeeper, whether he could have found the back of the net. But we've had 3 or 4 chances, haven't we, to find that second goal.
Simao. Ronaldinho. They've already lost Ludovic Juli and Giuliano Belletti to injury, Barcelona, and trail. It's not going to plan right now for the home side. Edmilson, intercepted by Smith. Here's Goycochea. Mendieta. Rivaldo gets on the turn, and that can be dangerous. He's supported here. And the ball cut out by Brown from Goycochea. Davids. Ronaldinho had held his position. Mendieta on the edge of the area as Ronaldinho goes down.
It's outside him, obviously. This is an angle, but I wouldn't put it past him to go for goal. He's all smiles here, but he's got a free kick in that, but not in a great position. Oh, he's inside the box, was he?
It's on the edge. This is another view of it.
There's much in that, actually, as well as the replay.
In comes the free kick. It's towards Kluivert from Ronaldinho. Well inside the final 5 minutes of this first half as Smith gives away the free kick. They're in a rush, aren't they?
Yeah, they are in a rush. They want to get this equalising goal, don't they? Well defended by Mikel. They keep the ball back to Barcelona.
Nadal. Dayu finds Goycochea. Now Edgar Davids. Park again, working so hard. There's the cross, but it was just over the head of Rivaldo, who couldn't quite grow enough to get to that.
Well, it's not his strength heading, is it? Good ball again by Davids, who's probably been their best player. great little run, and a great little think, and just a little bit too high for him. It's got a half time for 1-0. I'll be happy with that.
To say whenever these two clubs meet, it for me and everyone have their different memory. It evokes memories of that amazing Cup Winners' Cup quarter-final back in the 80s. United lost the first leg 2-0 in Spain, but 3-0 at Old Trafford against Maradona and co. Brian Robson really was Captain Marvel that night. Scored twice, Stapleton got the third.
Great game, isn't it? United again, right-hand side, that's a lot of space down there. York with Sam on the ball, looking for options here, or looking for support. Gets it in Smith.
His own good nights, didn't he, against Barcelona, Dwight York. Here's Park. Ronaldinho.
Obviously, Hibbert hasn't got the legs, he's feeling the pace already. Had much chance, has he? Not opportunity in front of goal.
He's looked a little bit frustrated, I have to say. Here's Silvestre. Yeah. Ji-sung Park with a great run forward here. He goes down, challenged by Davids. Straight away back to his feet. He looks like he could still play, doesn't he?
Oh, without doubt, yeah. He's only not that old, is he?
At a very high level, I mean, Ji-sung Park. It looks pretty much his playing weight.
Yeah, it doesn't look like he's changed it. Certainly that level of energy he had when he played for United still there, isn't it? There's no question about that. Oh, I tell you what, that could be a little bit of a, oh, I don't know, maybe no. I think maybe yes.
It goes towards Brown.
I'm a bit biased, by the way, but I don't know, a little bit clumsy, challenged by Davids, isn't it, on Park? Can you get away with that one?
As we approach half-time, Mickey, let's get your analysis of that first half.
Yeah, obviously, as it comes to an end, obviously difficult conditions, but United obviously adapted well. They got the goal from Blomqvist, and they could have been in a little bit of trouble early on with that little bit of a controversial decision by the referee, whether he gives a red card or not. I mean, I understand it's the nature of the game, we don't do that. We get away with that, but they really having trouble, United, in that final third. You know, they pass the ball around, but for me, they're playing too deep. If they're going to get any joy a little bit further up, but United has controlled that, and I'm happy in their performance. And Andy Ritchie would be delighted at half-time to go in at 1-0.
I have to say, as we expected, it has been fun so far, and Jesper Blomqvist with the only goal of the half. At the Camp Nou, it is Barcelona 0, Manchester United 1. Thank you, Mark. Throwing me something of a curveball there, keeping up with all the changes, because that will be difficult, but we'll do our best. Yeah. There are one or two. You'll have noticed Patrick Anderson is among those who's come on for Barcelona. And Kevin Pilkington for Manchester United here too, player who came through the youth ranks at United, was with the club up until 1998.
I think United would like to keep it as long as possible the same 11. You know, at the moment, obviously, it's hot down there. And I think now you've got that one goal advantage, you don't want to change anything, do you?
What a difference a few days makes, because there were, I think it's 5 of these United legends were involved in a 6-4 defeat in front of just under 1,000 people at Buxton FC on Sunday, and now a Manchester United legend side leads at the start of the second half against Barcelona in Spain. Here's Kluivert.
Yeah, different personnel though. I think a lot more experienced players out there, and obviously younger players as well.
Played wide by Davids. Rivaldo. Only really on the edge of the game in that first half, Rivaldo.
A little bit too deep for me there, y'all. If they push up a little bit further, I think they've got more opportunity to get a goal here, but sitting a little bit too deep. Rivaldo and Ronaldinho.
Goycochea, who's found Patrick Anderson, 45 years old, former Swedish international, spent 3 years with Barca up until 2004. Did have that brief time at Blackburn as well. Only made 12 Premier League appearances. Mendieta to Edmils, now Rivaldo. Esquerdo wearing number 23 on this near side. The left is another one of those who's come on at half-time for Barcelona. Oh, that's
unbelievable. What skill that was.
Lovely from Ronaldinho.
That made them just be sure he got that.
Mendieta. He's not the first and he won't be the last, though, to be nutmegged by that man. Rivaldo has it taken off him by Saha. Edmilson finds Geisker Mendieta, who's overhit the pass.
Overhit that one there, no chance for Clive to get on in that one, but what skill that was by Ronaldinho. That's what you come and watch. Look at this happen, sitting in a new camp anyway in front of.
Do you know what I liked best about that? As he's walking away, he's actually laughing.
Yeah, well, he does always. That's his sports thing. He used to do that all the time. He's such a wonderful player. When it comes off, it looks magical, doesn't it? As it did there.
Edmilson.
They need a goal, don't they, Barcelona? Never mind about the tricks, they need a goal from somewhere.
Esquerdo, 40 years old, former Spanish international. Ronaldinho up against Wes Brown. Lay off by Mendieta. Rivaldo, the man over here as well. Oh, what a chance that was to get on terms. Not taken by Patrick Kluivert.
Well, it's I think a poor miss by Kluivert. He knows that. He's smiling a little bit, but deep down he knows that should have been an equaliser. Barcelona first real danger from open play in the second half. Rivaldo didn't want to shoot with his right foot, of course, so he gives it to Kluivert. Kluivert knows, you can tell by his reaction, that was a bad miss by him.
That season at Newcastle back in 2004-05, Kluivert 13 goals in 37 appearances. He's had a lot of coaching roles, you know, since he packed up playing. Roles at RZ, Brisbane Roar, NEC, Twente, Ajax. Of course, the Dutch national side as well, where he was an assistant. Here's Ji-sung Park. And now Saha, well held on to by Angoy.
Yeah, Angoy there, not really troubled by Saha's strike there. Hit with power. Didn't have to move the goalkeeper. It's a bit more of an open game now, isn't it?
Davids. Rivaldo. Play almost exclusively in this second half, though, is inside the Manchester United half. Here's Davids.
Yeah, Rivaldo obviously trying to get on the ball as much as he can now. A bit more lively, isn't he?
Rivaldo. Kluivert. Coming back from an offside position there. Esquerdo. As Alan Smith tidies things up for Manchester United.
Obviously we're sitting back just waiting for the counter-attack, aren't we? Inviting them forward.
Smith. He's only 36, Alan Smith.
He's only a baby. Is he retired from football? Is he
No, still playing at Notts County, yeah. Player coach. Always remember that, never say never.
They got relegated last year,
No.
They stayed up.
Kevin Nolan came in and did a very good job, actually, with Alan Smith alongside him, and they live in that part of the world and they're quite excited about the season to come. Edmilson. Mendieta. He's done well, just slightly overran it though.
Ronnie Johnson did well, it was off. Ronnie Johnson can't continue. Ronnie's gone, and he's just signalled to the bench. I think his hamstring's gone. So that's going to be a change. Now he forced one by Manchester United, the first one of this game. Well, obviously the goalkeeper on the outfield side of it. But I tell you what, Ronnie Johnson signalled straight away then. He said he wants to come off, so yeah, he does. He's saying he wants to come off.
Lee Martin will be, you would think, a logical replacement. Haven't got too much really.
Good skill here.
Need to come on, defenders, I mean. Easy take for Angoy.
Well, Lee is still obviously mobile as well. He's not too old either, so that's not a bad change from United. Good run by Mikel here, left-hand side, and just a little bit too close to the keeper. Angoy easy for him.
Poborski. York calling for it in the area. Lundqvist going on the outside, he's done well.
Ever so well,
Just
didn't he?
into the wrong area.
Yeah, great play that was.
Now the counter-attack from Barcelona, led by Rivaldo. Ronaldinho. Oh, brilliantly done. The offside flag is up as Santi Esquerdo looked to burst through.
Always smiling, Ronaldinho. And what a joy to watch, even it. Oh, he's very past his best. Produces a little bit of magic. I'll tell you what, again.
Well, Ronnie Johnson might be carrying a knock that's going to take him off the pitch, but he did very well there to move up at just the last moment. Well, as we thought, it is Lee Martin who's come on here at the back as a replacement for Johnson. He was 14 when he joined United. Lee Martin won the club's Young Player of the Year award in the 89-90 season. Scored twice for United, and one of them was the winner in the FA Cup final replay against Palace in 1990.
That's right, oh, good.
Here's Rivaldo, it's found by Ronaldinho, but the flag is up.
Yeah, sitting offside on that occasion. Yeah, Lee obviously keeping himself fit, another keen golfer as well. Yes. Yeah, sitting offside, clearly offside, wasn't he?
United holding a good line again.
I think Lee will be delighted to get on the pitch. So the other players on the bench, they'll be desperate to get on at some point in this game. Obviously, Andy will have to make a decision about that. But here comes United again. Here's chance for York.
Good ball that by Park. York has Anderson just in front of him here. And Goycochea also defending here for Barcelona. Good movement by Karol Poborski, just behind him though. Edmilson for Barcelona. It's just opening up a bit, this game, isn't it?
Yeah, certainly will do. Later stages, obviously, tired legs will come, and that's when the chance will come as well. Chance now here for Barcelona.
Cliver. Mendieta's calling for it, but he tried to pick out Ronaldinho instead, and it's still, unbelievably, with all that talent on the pitch, isn't clicking for Barcelona in the final third.
Now Cliver again, obviously disappoints the Barcelona teammates. Poor decision by him. And gets the ball. Obviously, Mendieta's on that right-hand side there on his own, but he went to play the ball back to Ronaldinho, who wasn't obviously quick enough to get on the end of it. It was a poor ball, really, by Cliver.
I wonder what odds you would have got on a clean sheet for Manchester
said there'd be
United.
goals. Come on, I want some more goals. Obviously, more from that, hopefully. Another change here.
Andy Ritchie bringing on Danny Webber here, and it's Louis Saha who's being replaced.
Well, I think Danny Webber, obviously, not long inside, is he? So he'll be delighted to get on here. He played many games for United, but he'll be delighted.
35, Danny Webber. Spent 7 years at United up until 2003. Came through the academy, made 3 first-team appearances. Did play in the Premier League with Sheffield United and Portsmouth. And does very good work on MUTV these days as well.
He's a lovely lad. I like Danny.
Yeah, Gica Popescu coming on here. Former Romanian international. Was actually signed as Ronald Koeman's replacement, essentially, by Barcelona back in 1995. A 6-time Romanian Footballer of the Year who turns 50 in October.
I fancy Danny to get a goal, yeah, I do. I think he obviously still very fit and he looks the part.
Well, he did well at Buxton on Sunday.
Yeah. Did he score?
Yeah. Be hoping to do so in very different surroundings tonight. Here's Poborski. Smith.
He's
had a good game.
Yeah, it's pretty simple.
William Djurdjic. By Edmilson. Oh, the run spotted brilliantly. It's Ji-sung Park, and the pullback was good too, and it's deflected and in. Karol Poborski for Manchester United, who double their lead at the Camp Nou. No wonder he's smiling. It was a lovely move too.
Well, he's hit the goal. It might be a bit fortunate how Poborski finds the back of net, but it was a wonderful move down the right-hand side and locked that Barcelona defence with ease. And Poborski will be credited with that goal. Poborski did ever so well, didn't he? Awareness where he was, and obviously goalkeeper goes one way, the ball goes the other. A wicked deflection it was. But the all count, really,
Great play by Park.
I think the ball was going to go wide, actually. But it's gone in, and we've got the second goal.
The deflection of Dayu, who'd come on as a sub in the first half, you might remember. The unfortunate.
I can't see him getting this back, to be honest, unless they change something in personnel, but I don't think they got a lot of...
Well, Andy Ritchie, the manager of United's Legends team, has pulled off, it would appear, something of a tactical masterstroke here, because United have kept a clean sheet at the home of Barcelona, up against the likes of Rivaldo and Ronaldinho, and have scored twice themselves without reply.
Yeah,
he'd have taken that before the game.
Well, I said before the game, I predict that we'll win this game. I felt like we were younger than them and looked more fitter, and it showed so far in this game. They really have got wonderful players, no question, but really the legs have gone on the best of the minute. There's no question.
Wish you were out there?
Of course, I wish I was out there every day, but you know, legs don't let me do that these days. But they'll think about another change now. But Andy will give him an opportunity, maybe a little bit later more in this game. Maybe other players can get some action as well. You know, they'll be desperate to get a game, and surely will. I know Clayton likes to play football. He likes to get on.
Well, I've shared a text message or two with Ben Thornley, who I know is itching to get on. Rivaldo. Edgar Davids. The head of Silvestre.
Very well, Silvestre did ever so well. Comfortable defending. Again now, United chance on the counter-attack.
Smith, close down by Davids. Barcelona needs a goal. They need one quick. Challenged by Alan Smith. It wasn't the greatest, bringing down the Romanian Popescu.
Very good player as well, when he played against him.
Remember that season he spent at Tottenham, 94-95. He arrived at the club under Ozzy Ardiles, but then Jerry Francis took over and only lasted that one season. Popescu. And it goes from Davids. Good claim by Kevin Pilkington, who's not had a tremendous amount to do since coming on at half-time, surprisingly.
More in the warm-up on it. Yeah, the warm-up, I think he had a lot of action, but he's done nothing, is in this second half. I think the players in front of him have done a great job so far, defending magnificently.
Well, it was great preparing for this game, just reading some interviews that Kevin Pilkington has done, and he talks about the fondness he has for Manchester United and Sir Alex Ferguson. Here's Ronaldinho. He's playing for the challenge.
He's smiling. He hasn't stopped smiling all evening, has he?
Didn't look a tremendous amount in that, I've got to say.
No. But this isn't a chance now, maybe from this range, that he can find the back of the net. He has got the ability, we know that. He showed it over the years. He showed a bit of pace there as well. A little bit of weight on, hasn't he?
Just a touch.
But I think you said it first half, who's going to take it? Ronaldinho? Rivaldo? They all want to go with this one.
They're not short of options.
I think he's going to take it. I think Rivaldo's got that left foot. I think Rivaldo could do it as well, but it looks like Ronaldinho, he's sizing up, and big chance for Barcelona, and they do need a goal, don't they? They do need to get back in this game.
That's Rivaldo!
Oh, he never moved the goalkeeper. I'm not sure how close. I'd like to see the replay on that one. But what a strike. He hit it with great power, didn't he? Here we are now. Oh, it's well wide, really, isn't it? It's a poor effort, really, but I'm not going to tell him that because he's one of the greatest players in the world. Years ago, maybe that might have found the back of the net, but not on this occasion.
Headed by Anderson, now Dayu. The last time United's legends played over two legs in a tie like this, it was against Bayern in 2015. Two very entertaining games. The first in Germany finished 3-3, and it was 4-2 to United at Old Trafford, 7-5 on aggregate. 2-0 up Andy Ritchie's side here at the Camp Nou. Brian Robson, by the way, will be in charge when they meet again in Manchester at Old Trafford on the 2nd of September. York. Djordjic.
I think Brian would like to play as well.
I'm sure he'd love to.
Yeah. He's still fit, Brian. He still looks after himself. still in good condition.
So, global ambassador for the club these days. United readying a change. It's Ben Thornley who's going to be coming on. Rivaldo.
So fancy Danny Webber to get a goal. He's a goal scorer.
Popescu.
Counter attack maybe.
Rivaldo's closed down by Webber, but he goes on, finds Ronaldinho. Kluivert's misjudged that.
Kluivert's had a nightmare. He's had a nightmare.
Things didn't go particularly well for him in his last job, did they, at Paris Saint-Germain? Here's Poborski.
Danny, come on.
York. Bojan Djurdjic. Wide now for Mikhail Silvestre. Movement there from Webber, and he was almost found. It might drop for York, or could easily have been an own goal as well.
Off chance there, unlucky there. Anything that was touched by Danny there would have been a goal. Certainly would have been a goal.
Brilliant movement from him, wasn't it,
Yeah.
into that near post. Kluivert, Ronaldinho. Esquerro makes the run forward. Ronaldinho took on too much. Referee has given a free kick here to Ronaldinho.
Trying to get the goal in. Maybe the lunge, maybe that's why he gave it, but I don't think there's any real no contact by Mikel, that's for sure.
He's not finding it too hard to get free kicks out there, is he, Ronaldinho?
No. I mean, he's clever, isn't he? But unfortunately getting off to some warm approachment at home times as well. A good shifting. Could be delighted with that.
On comes Ben Thornley, part of the class of '92 that won the FA Youth Cup. Gary Neville
Unlucky
famously said,
with injury.
was probably our best player, Gary Neville was quoted as saying. Of course, suffered a serious knee injury, Ben, that kept him out for a year. It's the shot from Ed Nielsen needs stealing with by Pilkington.
Obviously easy for the goalkeeper. I think it just pushed the ball over. It's coming from a long distance. I mean, got some bend on it, but going towards it easy in the end.
In comes the corner towards Popescu. Now Dwight York. He has led by example out there. Dwight York. Retired in September of 2009. And Moore is ready to come on for Barcelona. Silvestre. Blomqvist and Webber the furthest forward, into the feet here of Danny Webber. You see that change now. It's Nielsen who's coming off. It's a popular man, as I mentioned earlier, coming on, Guillermo Amor. 18 years at Barcelona up until '98. Midfielder, was one of the most influential in Cruyff's side, which won 4 league titles. The final club of his career, and I only found this out the other day, were actually Livingston in Scotland. He made 3 appearances for them.
How did that happen?
In the 2002-03 season. I never got to the bottom of it. But it's true. He was head coach at Adelaide United in Australia until May this year, had led them to a domestic double in his first season.
They need to go Barcelona. They're going to get back in this game. They need it quickly as well.
Anderson. Amor. Kluivert. It's away from Popescu. Here's Kluivert again. Amor today.
Passing it well, Adam, but they're not really hurting United, are they? Passing in front of United, they need to obviously play that telling pass.
United have played this absolutely perfectly, to be honest. They've let them do this, and then nick it off him like that.
Yeah.
Weber. Blomqvist on the outside, walking support as well. And goes Danny Weber here. Oh, he's going to go through them all, is it? Oh, he's got it on target.
Unlucky. Good skill, won it by Danny. Did ever so well there. He wanted to get on the end, obviously get on the goal scoring sheet. Unlucky there. Good run, wasn't it? Magical run by him. Good goal of the game.
He retired a year ago in July of 2016. His last club was Salford City, where he scored an absolute sack full of goals, actually.
Yeah.
Too good for that level, clearly. Ronaldinho. Davids, Rivaldo, and Ronaldinho, and Rivaldo. Oh, it's just wide. Glorious football.
Yeah, well, if it was on his left foot, that would have been a goal, wouldn't it? There's no question about that. But beautiful approach play, probably the best in the game for me. Great little link-up play between two of the great players at Barcelona over the years. And I think maybe looking at it, a great little voice, isn't it? Looks the other way, doesn't he? It's on his, oh, he did, oh, what a trick that was. He's trying a nice little, I didn't listen, see that, did you?
Not first sight, I didn't.
Brilliant little skill that was, but that would have been a special goal, that, wouldn't it? Showboating. They can do that, can't they? They're not going to obviously win the game at this moment in time. We need a goal. That was a big chance, wasn't it, for them?
Still only one British team has beaten Barca home and away in a European tie. It's not perhaps a name you'd expect. Dundee United, the last team to manage that.
And when was that?
87 in the UEFA Cup quarter-finals. They were managed by Jim McLean. Venables was in charge of Barca. Here's Weber, who's offside.
Unlucky Danny.
That's not the only time Dundee United have beaten Barca home and away. They also did it in the old Fairs Cup in 66-67.
Maybe something about Dundee, then I don't know why that is. I mean, honestly, not a great naming in terms of
you never would have picked
European
them, would
football,
you?
hey?
We could have been here all night if I'd asked you that question.
I would never go, no.
No, I don't think many would. It was the time when, in the 80s, when Lineker and Archibald and Hughes were in the Barcelona squad.
Was that Mark was playing that?
Yeah.
Oh, I'll have to ask Mark about that. You won't want to mention that, though.
Probably best not. Here's Rivaldo.
The only team that's annoying.
Rivaldo. Ronaldinho at the centre of everything. Rivaldo. Ronaldinho. Edgar Davids. Was tempted to hit that for a moment, I think, Davids, but it's taken off him by the incredibly hard-working Ji-sung Park.
Great defending by Park.
Some things never change.
No, he's just a real, you know, energy type of player, non-stop. Another change from Barcelona, bringing everyone along.
Triple change. Guzman to replace Angoy in goal, and we've seen the end of Rivaldo here. Quite walking completely freely, I don't think, there. Maybe a slight twinge. Well, they needed to make these changes anyway to make sure everyone gets a game. Boy, the chair coming off, Juan Carlos. Another one coming on here. It's about 2 years at Barcelona. Carreras, Luis Carreras, was 6 years at Barca. Appointed head coach at Gymnastic, who play in Spain's second tier just this month. Mallorca and Zaragoza are among the other sides he's managed. Carreras. So lots of changes for us to keep up with.
too many. You're expecting a game of this. Obviously, what it is obviously opportunity for everyone to have a game as well. You know, you're looking at the play. I mean, obviously, Ronaldo just gone off there, but you know, just to see him for 5 minutes, just for a Barcelona fan, you know, bring back some great memories because you know he's been a great player for them. So it's great for the fans that come up here tonight to watch this game, see some of the greats of the past. Here comes a double change now.
Clayton Blackmore and Russell Beardsmore coming on. It's been a really good game for Bojan Djordjic.
Yeah, done well, played it simple.
Russell Beardsmore in community and coaching roles at Bolton and Bournemouth before returning to United in September of last year as a coach with the Manchester United Foundation. Good to see him back wearing the club colours. And Jesper Blomqvist, who opened the scoring, taken off here by Andy Ritchie, and it's Clayton Blackmore who's brought on.
Well, obviously enough time for Clayton to maybe try one of his rocket shots that he produced over the years. Great to come on though, I don't know, in this stadium. What a magnificent stadium it is, isn't it?
One of the very best. Here is Clayton Blackmore, early involvement for him now. Popescu. Ji-sung Park looking to take it on here, but just unable to keep it in. Well, if he said he's been struggling to do training while he's doing this university master's degree, but he's looked probably the fittest player on the pitch.
Oh, without doubt, he's non-stop. He's blowing kisses, Ronaldinho there to the Barcelona fans there. Great picture that, isn't it?
Cliver, a smile that never fails to make you smile, isn't it?
Yeah, it's just infectious. I mean, he's great. I mean, he plays the game with a smile on his face, and as we said before, one of the best players in the world when he was at his prime.
It's been squeezed through here to Esquerra, and now Ronaldinho.
Exactly a penalty, he didn't get one this time.
He's looking to play the way out. I think the players all stopped there expecting a whistle that didn't come. Cliver.
He's sitting back at the moment, aren't we, inviting them forward. This one nice long ball up maybe to Danny Webber now. Here's the chance for Danny, go on.
Chance for him to stretch his legs. He's still very quick, Danny Webber. They'll struggle to keep up with him. He's got Dwight York up in support. It's Webber!
Oh, unlucky Danny. Whipped onto his right foot, didn't he? I don't mind that. If that went in the top left-hand corner, he would never stop talking about it, Danny. Great strike, wasn't it? Another little shimmy there, and trying to find the top. Oh, just bending away, wasn't it? Great little trickery that, wasn't it? Decent strike though, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Plenty of power on the shot from Danny.
Well, you look at him and think he should still be playing, really.
Oh, yeah, without doubt, he's still quick, isn't he?
Only 35. Played for England at under-20 level. Here's Davids, chased by Ji-sung Park. Davids had the measure of him there. Ronaldinho, is this the moment? No. Still the finish eludes him.
I mean, I think he's trying to be too clever there, didn't he? Tried something different there, but as I said, he hasn't stopped smiling all evening, has he? It's not bad when you're getting beats, you know, you can still smile.
Well, I should remind everyone that their last game, it is in its infancy, Barca's legend side. They won 3-2 against Real Madrid. Here's Webber, and now York! Oh, how about that?
Yes, that's a great goal.
3-0 to Manchester United. Brilliantly taken by Dwight York, who famously scored twice in that 3-3 draw at the Camp Nou back in 1998. He rolled back the years there.
Well, what a goal, and that is the goal of the game. And you have to say the build-up was exceptional. Great little ball by Danny Webber, by the way. Give him a lot of credit, Danny. But the finish, emphatic finish it was by York. No chance for the goalkeeper, and United have clearly won this game. I did say at the start, I was just keep reminding you, you're not going to tell me, I did say we'll win this comfortable.
You did. It's a great finish.
That's a great goal. A wonderful build-up ball. Good ball in by Mikel. Great touch by Danny Webber there. I mean,
Ran onto it beautifully, didn't he?
that's a magic finish by Dwight. He'll change that. He scored some great goals in his career. We'll be up there with the best of them.
This is a little bit embarrassing for Barcelona.
It certainly is.
When you look at some of the names on that squad list, and most of them have been out there for near enough the whole game.
Yeah, I think obviously in terms of fitness-wise, I mean, if they don't win around it, obviously you don't expect them players now, but Rivaldo and Ronaldinho, they want the ball to the feet. They're not going to work off the ball, are they? That's what we do better than what they have done this evening. We've really worked exceptionally hard. Packed the midfield, played a counter-attacking game really, haven't we? You know?
Well, let me remind you that the man in charge of Manchester United here is Andy Ritchie, whose last game as a manager was for Huddersfield at Oldham's Boundary Park in March of 2008. Could there be a comeback on, I wonder, for Andy Ritchie? Because he's got this right.
He'll be delighted with the victory. Obviously, the game before it took place, you think this is going to be a tough game for United, but it has been really, I have to say, very, very comfortable victory for United. I think the midfield we had as well, obviously Alan Smith, working exceptionally hard that midfield. Blomqvist, Poborski, and we look comfortable, don't we?
Well, decided to play with three at the back as well, Andy. That it's a little bit surprising, but my goodness, it's worked. Here's Ben Thornley running himself a long way forward. He's found Webber.
Danny, chance that was for Danny. Good ball by Ben. He's just let him down there at a crucial time. David has been exceptional for them, though. He has the high energy, and he's worked hard.
Super
Sure,
goal.
I'm not surprised.
They always look better when they go in off the post or the bar, don't they?
Yeah, it's been bent it to perfection, isn't it? Great goal. We didn't expect this before the game, did we? But in the final third, that 18-yard, but they obviously try to overplay a little bit, but they haven't had that quick pace. Clive, certainly his best days are well behind him, aren't they? He hasn't had much mobility with him. United just cruised in this game.
Should just say again, by the way, all the proceeds from today's game will be going to a wonderful cause. It's called the PCCB project, the Pediatric Cancer Centre Barcelona. Cash will be used to provide cancer treatment for children in need, helping to fund a new treatment centre and children's cancer research as well. Here's Ronaldinho up against Lee Martin, who just held his position, never dived in, didn't panic.
He's on his own, he really. His vision is incredible. He looks one way, as I said, he's so aware where everyone is on that pitch.
Davids looking for Ezquerra. He found him, but the flag had stayed down, and that was a good save anyway from Pilkington.
Good offside, yeah, eventually did it offside, but yeah, you're right. Pilkington didn't know that, but did a great save.
Anguish look on the face of Edgar Davids.
Very difficult to see that. Davids has been exceptional. They're probably their best player. You see him keep himself, really, really fit.
And the player coming on here, Quique Estebarance, a former Spanish international. He only had the 1 year at Barcelona up until '94, but he won the La Liga title in his only season. He also finished runners-up in the Champions League that season. Barcelona, they lost 4-0 against Milan in the final in Athens. He came on as a sub in that game. Brown, good movement from Webber, finding Wes Brown.
Just overhit that Wes. Obviously, Danny made a good run to the right-hand side. Another shame for Barcelona. They brought everyone on, haven't they?
Julio Salinas is ready to come on. What a player he was. Cliver. Amor. Ronaldinho.
Another injury. He's pulled up.
There's Caro, the player involved. Change needed.
I think he's gone. Be a few sore legs in the morning, aches and pains, won't there? That's for sure.
How long did it take you to recover last time you played in it?
About 3 or 4 weeks. No, I keep myself reasonably fit. I mean,
I was going to say, you're about as trim as it gets, aren't you?
Yeah, I do work out and that. But it's just my knee. I can't bend my knee these days. And that's the problem. I can't really get about quickly.
Here comes Salinas.
I thought they brought him on a little bit earlier, actually.
I did actually as well. There's Caro going off. Julio Salinas, for those who don't remember, 6 years he spent at Barca right through the glory days, really. 10 major honours. He won, including 4 titles in a row and that European Cup in '92. People forget as well, he won 2 La Liga titles with his hometown club of Athletic Bilbao as well. Julio Salinas has worked as a commentator since his retirement, and on he comes now.
Yeah, I thought he got much more time, and he looks reasonably fit, doesn't he? He looks how old is he?
54.
He looks well, doesn't he? He looks fantastic. He looked after himself by the looks of it.
10 major honours in 6 years is some going, isn't it? The team that was with Cruyff in charge. Remember the Koeman free kick in
Oh, yeah, I remember that one.
the '92 European Cup final?
Power, he could strike a ball, couldn't he?
Estebanez. Cliver. Lee Martin's done very well since he came on for Ronnie Johnson.
Yeah. I think you could mock Cliver as well. His
Not been his best day, has it?
He hasn't obviously got it no more, has he? Certainly no real mobility about him.
He's only 40, you know, Cliver.
Is that all he is?
Yeah, not one of the older players at all. Beardsmore.
I'll play Russell.
Martin. Wonderfield, he going to the Open at Royal Birkdale. I know that he was a marshal at Hoylake during the Open. Was that a couple of years ago? Lee Martin was, as I say, marshal there. Here's Silvestre. Webber waiting in the middle patiently. In towards him it goes.
Great
try and get on the turn. He's done very well indeed, and he'd seen York and he'd seen Thornley, and just calmly chested down.
Lucky there. Great play by Danny Webber there. Lovely little skill, wasn't it? Can they get a consolation goal here, Barcelona? I think the fans would love one, wouldn't they? As you quite rightly said, it would be surprising if they don't get a goal. You know, they're renowned for scoring in games 6 or 7 at a time, not in a...
Well, they need one, Mickey, if they're going to have any chance of turning this around at Old Trafford, because it is 2 legs, remember.
Well, but they better find some legs. They lack legs tonight, to be honest. They haven't had any legs, have they? They need a couple of legs, to be honest. They have no energy. Only Davies, I would have to say, is look really, I would say, super fit. Ronaldinho is great when he gets the ball, but as I said, he's not going to run after it. He's not going to challenge for it. Opens up deck best for Andy Ritchie's side when they come back to Manchester.
I think we're going to hear a lot about this from Andy Ritchie for quite some time.
I'm going on holiday.
He will dine out on this, and he's every right to. Here's Ben Thornley.
I'd bring Albert on now, I would. I can't mind bringing Albert on. Give him all the game.
Brown. Andy Ritchie, never satisfied, is he? Out there contesting the decision. And Carlos with the armband. Cliver to Salinas, who was clearly coming back from an offside position.
Yeah, looks well, doesn't he? Looks fit, doesn't he? No weight on him. They're not just passing the ball around now with ease. They're playing like Barcelona.
It does look like a group of players, this United side, that have played together several times before. And I mentioned earlier that a couple of the players, Alan Smith, one of them, making their first ever appearance in the.
Well, he looks, he looks fit, Alan. I've watched him. He's just, very, very steady there, just sitting in front of the back 3 or 4 there we got. He's very, very comfortable, isn't he? Poborski, Blomqvist, good energy. And Dwight looks, really fit. Dwight looks, isn't he?
Towards Salinas, Lee Martin once more, unruffled at the back.
I don't think they're going to get a goal, are they? I think they might can get another one, maybe.
Yeah, have to be a late one if Barcelona are going to get a consolation here. It's been so good, though, to see these two famous clubs come against each other.
Glad that they're playing in white.
So rare, isn't it, for players to have represented both of these clubs during their playing careers. I can only remember 5: Mark Hughes, Jordi Cruyff, Laurent Blanc, Gerard Piqué and Henrik Larsson. If anyone knows of any more, answers on a postcard, but I don't think there are.
Not at this moment in time. I can't think of anyone. I'm still shocked by Dundee United beat them.
The only British team to beat them home and away in the same European season. Anyone missed that earlier? And did it twice, Dundee United. Dwight York. That ball's chance to cross, but over the head of Danny Webber, who's taken up some brilliant positions since coming on. Set up that goal as well for Dwight York.
Can Barcelona looking for this goal?
Ronaldinho. An opportunity to create here.
You can't dislike Ronaldinho, can you?
It's difficult.
A choice he was. He's always smiling.
Clivert, oh, that's a good ball. It is a chance for them to get one back, and Pilkington's down and couldn't keep it out. And Barcelona finally have scored, and of all the flair they have out on that pitch, it's the centre-half, Dayu, who gets them a consolation.
Well, it's a consolation goal, isn't it? I mean, it's clearly a good goal. A little bit, I think maybe a little bit poised down the ball, eventually comes in here. I don't think he's expecting it. But they get a goal. I don't think he's offside. I think one of the United players playing like he was. I don't think he was when he received that ball. But they have that goal, and we know it would have been a surprise if they didn't get a goal.
Alive, doesn't it, as a contest ahead of what will be effectively a second leg in Manchester on the 2nd of September. Ronaldinho was certainly the star attraction at the Camp Nou. On occasions he rolled back the years, but just lacked that clinical touch in the final third. Manchester United had that in spades. They played the game brilliantly, you'd have to say. Blomqvist, Poborski with the aid of a deflection, and York with the pick of the bunch for Manchester United. Dayu with that consolation for Barcelona right at the end. Mickey Thomas, your final thoughts?
Well, I'm going to drive home in cruise control. That's what United were tonight. It was easy for them, wasn't it? Really easy for them. They worked hard. They played a good game plan. They played on the counter-attack. Well, obviously, you look at Ronaldinho, looking at Rivaldo. They've got great players, but they really didn't have enough really in that final third. United with a special goal by York. No question that was the goal of the game, but we did deserve to win this. Maybe the consolation is a little bit disappointing from our point of view, but it's been a great evening. A lot of players there will be aching tomorrow, I can tell you that. But it's a victory for United, and in that second leg now we've got, I think we're confident that we can win it again, because I think they would have to invest in some players from somewhere. With legs, they have to find legs. They said it's a 2-leg, but they need to find a few legs. No doubt about that.
Captain Marvel Brian Robson will be in charge of Manchester United for that return leg in Manchester the 2nd of September. But at the Camp Nou, it is finished. Barcelona 1, Manchester United 3.